anytime a driver goes around on their own and brings out the caution, we take a drink. And because I think we're going to do this quite a bit tonight, anytime we go 3 wide through the corner, we'll make a note of it. We'll take a drink at the end of the race, at the end of that race. So we're up to number 1, I-80 Speedway. Fans on Advantage Racing, get your beers up, get your pops up, get your water up. Get them up, get them up, get them up. Take a drink.
That includes all of you on the Facebook Live look-in here at the I-80 Speedway. Just kicking off heat racing action here for the VP Racing Fuels Charlie Clark Memorial, our first Sport Mod heat race of the night going green here at I-80. Right off the bat, it's going to be Doug Beeman, the driver out of Colorado. He'll lead the first time around here in our first of 7 laps here in this heat.
Brandon Spanger, the 19XX, ran runner-up in the season points, is runner-up in heat race number 1, but hard into turn 3. Wagner giving him a run for his money, but Spanger's going to have the second spot.
Lap 1's going to go to Daniel Wagner right now, and now here goes Ari Scouten. So Ari's driving Amber Cook's car primarily, that's Spring Valley Homes number 9, and right now he's got a challenge coming in the form
battle for the race lead.
Of Wagner.
Beeman and Spanger going at it. Spanger's taking the high side out of turn number 4. He'll take the race lead on lap number 3.
Like you mentioned, Spanger finishing second in the championship standings here at I-80 Speedway. Couple of wins with that 19XX out of Crete, Nebraska. He's looking good so far. Meanwhile, Joseph Cooper, young blood out of North Platte, a little bit bigger of a racetrack than what he's accustomed to out west. Right now, Cooper he's got some speed, but definitely he's having some trouble right now trying to apply it to the racetrack.
It's a tricky racetrack. Looks like it's a little bit slick.
We got trouble in 1.
Trouble in 1.
It's
oh,
John
yeah, car
Foreman.
up into the outside wall.
John Foreman coming to a stop in turn number 1. A tough break there for one of the OK Stop race cars. Over from Fort Morgan, Colorado.
I make the trips from the mountains all the time.
There you go.
The bluffs and council bluffs. I count them as mountains.
It's a little different.
It's a little different.
There we go. Caution lights are out.
It's called altitude.
Yep. Spanger bringing him off of 4. Back to green we go. And Mason Richards now has trouble right off the bat. He may have had a tire go down.
Mason Richards was granted the top 5 position after McLean Reed retired. And Mason Richards in the 18 machine, not opting to go into turn number 1. He'll limp it around the racetrack. Maybe he'll take it off the racetrack at turn 2. As we get a car around on the backstretch wall.
That's Daniel Wagner who went around. I think he and Ari Scouten may have made a little bit of contact there.
We stay green.
Yeah, Wagner's going to get it turned back around, give that man a raise to his toe.
And Mason Richards is going to pull it into the infield. He will retire for the night, for the heat race, excuse me.
Meanwhile, Ari Scouten trying to give that number 9 machine a good ride on the outside line. Here comes Biggerstaff on the inside off of turn number 4. I think that's one of those edge chassis that Biggerstaff is running. He's side by side with Scouten going into 1, but Scouten with the upper hand right through the middle of 1 and 2.
He's got to be running a edge chassis, being in the backyard of edge chassis right at in Red Oak, Iowa. But great battle there back in the field between Ari Scouten and Joe Reitz.
Well, that's Joe Reed. Yeah, it is Reed's out there. I thought Biggerstaff, unfortunately, looks like he may have pulled off early as the white flag comes out. 4/10 of a mile to go. Make that half of that for the 19XX. The driver out of Crete, Nebraska, looking good in the PBS Reynolds sponsored entry. Give it up for him, Brandon. Spanger will take heat race number 1.
Runner-up goes to the 24 of Doug Beeman. Ari Scouten's going to bring it home in 3rd. Joe Reitz in 4. Joseph Cooper, your top 5.
Great run there. But give it up for him, race fans. He makes his way down to the scales to make it official. From Crete, Nebraska, car number 19XX, Brandon Spanger. 5th row back on the inside from Bellevue. That'll be the 19X. That's Evan Arabic. On his outside from Omaha, that'll be the 14M. That is Daniel Latour.
Your final starter from the Great Council Bluffs, the 18J, that's going to be John Schwint.
Well, I'd probably say aforementioned.
Watch it.
Oh, okay.
From the state that knows how to win a football game. I'm in the wrong state to make fun of that.
That coming from, their best player came from Omaha, though.
Yeah. For some reason, he didn't go to your guys' team.
Oh, well.
I wonder why that is.
Caution lights are out this time. Brandon Baker, former hobby stock driver, is going to start on the pole. We are green in Sport Mod Heat Race number 2 here at I-80. It's going to be the David City native Justin Swoboda He's going to put that car up front. He'll have the whole shot going into turn number 1. Meanwhile, Nick Hermson, the one-man band, guy who's driven just about any kind of car out here at I-80 Speedway in his career. He's got a 3-wide battle. Why not? Take a drink there as we go into 3 as Jared Weston splits Hermson and Fan.
Great battle back in the field as Swoboda's going to hold on to the race lead. Brandon Baker, then Jared Weston. Weston, a frequent racer here in the special races at I-80 Speedway, doesn't choose to come race weekly. I'd like to see that more often, but unfortunately, not going to happen next year, I guess.
One tough customer out of Red Oak, Iowa. He's a multi-time feature winner here. And meanwhile, looks like Scott Naggett's having a little bit of trouble. Like, hey, this car is actually normal size. What's the deal with that? Normally a racer in the Mod Light division. Picked up a big win out here last Saturday night for the Fall Brawl, and now he's got his hands full. Meanwhile, we turn our attention back to the battle for 4th between Joe Fayen and Nick Hermson. 2 stock car alum going at it for position number 4.
Joe Fayen's got it. Nick Hermson wants it. Fayen's got about a 3-car length advantage going into turn number 1. Great shot there going into turn 1 by the Advantage Racing TV guys.
Oh yeah, be likey.
By the way, any of you fans in the grandstands that want to go back and watch tonight's racing action, you can always go back and buy all 3 days of the coverage this weekend for just $53, and that does include the replay from tonight's races.
I know I'll be watching that for most throughout the winter as we continue to wrap up heat race number 2. Justin Swoboda, this one well in hand in that 16J out of David City, Nebraska. You'll see his older brother Austin in the modifieds. Would love to see their father Tom come down here and race in the bragging right late model portion tomorrow and Saturday night. Would love to see that. Right now, Justin trying to make the toe down from David City worth his while. White flag will be coming out this time by 0.4 of a mile to go for Swoboda.
One more lap. The white flag waves for Justin Swoboda, who's led them all. Put down a 20.671 lap. Track's still sitting around that 22nd lap time. We're only 2 heat races in. Got a lot of racing to go tonight, and a nice wide racetrack so far. Out of turn number 4, picking up heat race win number 2 in the Ties Outdoor Power and Service Sport Modifieds, the 16J of Justin Swoboda.
Then it will be Brandon Baker in second, Jared Weston, Joe Fayen, and good run by John Schwint to round out your top 5. Well, Race Fancy makes his way off at turn number 4. Give him a round of applause. I-80 Speedway, your winner of heat race number 2. From David City, Nebraska, the 16J, Justin Swoboda.
Coming out of Lincoln, Nebraska, starting inside row number 4, it's the 7X of Dave Cook. To his outside, the 413 of Bo Riffle out of Fremont.
Keep your eyes on row number 5 on the inside from Altoona, Iowa. That'll be the 5T of Tyler Inman. On his outside from Albion, Nebraska, tonight driving the 11T on the side of his car, that is Lane Cornwell.
Your final starter out of Omaha, Nebraska, a veteran of our military, the 14K, Melissa Latour.
So here we go. The field is stacked up. And Lane Cornwell normally drives a 14X on the side of his car, but this year running the 11T in honor of his good friend Tanner Pelster, who unfortunately we lost a couple of years ago. Ran that car up at Tanner's Memorial Race, had a good run there. We'll see if he can better it here at I-80. The field tightens up, and we come to life in heat race number 3 for the Ties Outdoor Power Sport Mods.
7 laps. Devin Peterson taking the early race lead down into turn number 1. They're side by side. Boulware and Ricks, 2x2, 2 wide, back in the field.
Ricks moves his way past Boulware for the second spot. Meanwhile, Kleinsma looking to the inside of Weekhorse. That's for position number 4 on the speedway. Meanwhile, Peterson has gone up and left early in this one. Ricks trying to keep in hot pursuit in the 45 machine. So far, not much luck there, but Boulware put up a decent fight. Whoa, and Boulware gets on the brakes and nearly caught Weekhorst.
It did get Weekhorst, I think, a little bit. Weekhorst had to go up the racetrack. Might have made contact with the left front. We'll have to see if that tire is able to stay up. Meanwhile, Devin Peterson clearly laying off the Twinkies as of late, rocking around this racetrack.
I need to take some advice from him right there. Maybe I can hustle like that.
Listen, I will never condone anybody not eating Twinkies. That is an American pastime, and I'm a full supporter of a box of Twinkies a month.
Well, Peterson looking to take some big money back for the Milford Mafia. Meanwhile,
car round, turn 4.
Oh, and that would be...
Went right off the nose of the
Yikes.
14, I believe,
That's
Boulware.
That's Kleinsma against the wall. And the night goes from bad to worse for the OK Stop team. That's Justin Kleinsma up against the Jersey barriers in turn number 4. He looked like he took a pretty hard slap. Under his own power, that's a good sign there.
We are under yellow. Had we been under red and gotten the clear that the driver is okay, we did another red flag special. Advantage Racing TV replay. Caught the end of it. Not sure what started it, but he did come off the nose of the 14 of AJ Boulware.
I think maybe a little last-minute argument over real estate there, and unfortunately, Kleinsma got the short end of the stick there.
3 or 4 full-time jobs to be able to run this racetrack.
Yeah, they say it takes a village to raise a child, but it takes so much more of that to run one of the most premier racetracks in America. Back to green we go in our third Sportmod heat race. Devin Peterson continues to show the way.
Dylan Reeks right there in second place. Dylan trying to make a move. He'll run a slightly lower line through 1 and 2 than Peterson, but Peterson's get away. Now we got trouble for Boulware.
Oh, Boulware may have been cars may have been compromised after that damage he got after the contact with Kleinsma. Meanwhile, Hunter Poston and Lane Cornwell having it out. I believe that's for position number 5 on the Speedway. Poston still with the upper hand over Cornwell that time.
Boulware through turns 1 and 2. Keeping an eye on that car. He was slow down the backstretch last time. Much better this time. He's going to maintain speed, and he's going to pull away from that battle between Poston and Cornwell for 5th.
Meanwhile, Dave Cook looking to the inside of Bo Riffle. I believe this is Dave's second time behind the wheel of that Sportmod. That's his daughter Lauren's car. But good to see Dave. Dave, a long-time late model racer around this neck of the woods, has got a number of laps in a late model out here. White flag going to be coming out for Devin Peterson. Peterson, who finished 3rd in the championship standings here at I-80 Speedway this season in weekly competition. Looking good, looking to add one more big paycheck before the season is out in that slider chassis.
Devin Peterson, always stout competition at I-80 Speedway to the close of the season. Winning heat race number 3 for your Ties Outdoor Power and Service Sport Modifieds is Devin Peterson in the 5D.
Well, the Twinkies worked.
The Twinkies did work.
Dylan Ricks will cross in the 2nd spot. That's Preston Weekhorse in 3rd. AJ Boulware, Hunter Poston. That'll be your top 5.
Now he's just got to get those Twinkies through tech inspection.
Definitely. One more time, race fans, give it up for him. From Milford, Nebraska, your heat race number 3 winner for your Ties Outdoor Power Sport Mods. Car number 5D, Devin Peterson. There's going to be 2 more big nights of racing action here in Greenwood, Nebraska, including tonight. It's going to be a fun weekend, and we want you to join it on Advantage.
3 big nights of racing, $53 for all 3 nights. I believe $24.99 for tonight, $21.99 for tomorrow night, and $24.99 for Saturday night. You're saving yourself a ton of money by doing the combo package. Buy all 3 days. You're not going to regret it.
53 you said, right?
Yeah.
Did Dugan work that out? 53? It's only fitting here at I-80.
Absolutely.
Here we go. Green is going to fly here in heat race number 4. And it's going to be the teammates up front. Joe Hendricks and Tyler Dolch have at it.
Joe Hendricks, early race lead down into turn number 1.
I think, unfortunately, Josh Most may have had a mechanical failure or something on the 92. He was off early.
Kevin Zeitner up into that 2nd spot. Kevin Zeitner picked up a couple of wins at I-80 Speedway earlier this year. He is fresh and hot on the tail with the 33 of Joe Hendricks.
Of course, who could forget that emotional victory he had out here on Speedway Motors Night at the races shortly after the passing of his grandfather, Raleigh. And right now, Kevin working that outside line. I know that's about a 2015 or 2016 Razor, but I tell you what, once that outside line gets worked in, that 60 is dangerous on the outside lane. But right now, it's not quite where he wants it to be, so Kevin right now putting in a solid run, running 2nd.
Kevin, a former track champion at Shelby County Speedway in Harlan, Iowa, picked up back-to-back track championships. He's looking for a heat race win in heat race number 4 in your Ties Outdoor Power and Service Sport Modifieds. Not able to get the run off the corner like he was hoping. He'll go back to work as Joe Hendricks continues to lead.
Great job there by Hendricks to fend off Zeitner. Meanwhile, Lance Borgman has worked his way to the 2nd spot. Lee Horkey, one of the few drivers that still has a hand-painted car this day and age. Horkey going toe-to-toe with Tyler Dolch for the 4th spot. Dolch in the 0 machine, able to hold him off. And now here comes Sacco in the 77 machine. Running for Cody Williams this weekend. Of course, normally I believe that's Tyler Fry's responsibility there in that number 77, but right now, Sacco giving that 77 entry a pretty good run. He's battling Horky for 5th.
Tyler Dolch has caught the 60 of Kevin Zeitner. 3-car breakaway as Lance Borgman, that's Lance Borgman in the 76 has caught Kevin Zeitner.
Oh, we got trouble in the pit area. Looks like Brian Sullivan, a little hot under the collar. White flag is going to be out. The safety crew is quick over there to help out the boogeyman, Brian Sullivan. He pulled off, and yeah, there were some, there'd be some flames under there. Looks like the safety crew is taking care of him.
I thought you were saying we had an episode of Jerry Springer on our hands.
Just about. Off of turn number 4, though, it's going to be Joe Hendricks to score heat race number 4.
Lance Borgman, no, Kevin Zeitner brings it home in 2nd. Then it's Lance Borgman.
Tyler Dolch and Lee Horkey.
Scoreboard having a little bit of an issue. Transponders not being picked up at the last minute there.
We give it up, race fans. Nevertheless, your winner out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. Car number 33, that is Joe Hendricks.
Inside row number 4 out of Lincoln, Nebraska, the 27M, that's going to be Dane Martindale. On his outside, the 76 out of Council Bluffs, that's Dave Orr.
Final row, it'll be an all Sunflower State row. On the inside from Beloit, Kansas, that'll be the 77W, that is Tyler Watts. On his outside from Manhattan, that'll be the 3W, that is Adam Weber. It looks like Sean Davis is going to tag the rear in this one, the 77. No, Sean, he was supposed to be in the last heat. So I believe we're going to go with 11 entries in this one. So here we go, Jalen Fairchild. Driver from, I believe, just about 35 miles up the road in Omaha. He'll bring us up to speed, and we will go green. Our 5th and final Sport Mod heat is underway here at the VP Racing Fuels Charlie Clark Memorial.
Side by side into turn 1. Final ties at Outdoor Power and Service, a Sport Mod heat race. Fairchild with the early race lead. Andrews there to pounce back in 3rd.
Right now, Andrews on the outside of Fairchild as Yoakum has the lead. Meanwhile, the 88N of Nate Albrand has worked his way to 4th. Swanson goes up to block the line from Avila.
Oh.
Lap 1 goes to Yoakum.
We almost had our first 3 wide race of the through the
Whoa.
corners. 2 cars get
Look out.
together.
That's Weber and Martindale. Tyler Watts was able to sneak through the 77 of Davis and the 76 of Orr.
Battle for the race lead. Matt Andrews pulls a slide job out of turn 4. He's going to get the race lead away from Austin Yoakum.
Matt Andrews, a now 2-time I-80 Speedway track champion in his career, won the shortened season in 2020 and then won this season over Brandon Spancher. Matt Andrews doing a great job. That Skytop Tower sponsored Jet Mod chassis number 22. He looks sharp up front, as he usually does here in Greenwood.
Matt Andrews, Nate Albrandt, and Austin Yoakum, Jacob Swanson. Jacob Swanson picked up his first career win earlier this year down at Eagle Raceway.
How about our Tanner Pelster Memorial winner? How about Tyler Watts? Oh, just like I say that, gets into the side of Dane Martindale coming off of turn number 4.
Wow.
Martindale just about got into Fairchild. Well, Tyler Watts, I was just saying that beautiful silver and orange 77W, putting in a solid run. He's worked his way to 6th after starting near the tail, and now he's got trouble. He's
off the pace going into turn number 3. He lost 2 spots, about to lose 3. Does he have a flat tire?
He may have punctured. Yeah, he may have a puncture on the right rear.
He'll pull up against the outside retaining wall down Bob Kaczynski Boulevard. Now he's going to try to make it into the pits. Too hot. He'll wait and go around. He'll enter the pits in turn 2.
It's up right there for the Beloit, Kansas native. Meanwhile, we got a pair of Nebraska drivers going at it for position number 3. Austin Yoakum slipping and sliding and dividing off of turn number 4, keeping Jacob Swanson behind him as they come off of turn number 2 this time. Great race there, but off of turn number 4, race fans, Travis Myers' checker flag is a-flying. It will go to the track champion, Matt Andrews.
Oh, Swanson takes the final spot as smoke starts to come out. Swanson ends up stealing 3rd away from Yoakum as Yoakum started to puff a little bit of smoke there. Trying to see where it came from.
Well, looks like that will wrap up our final heat race for the Ties Outdoor Power and Sport Mods. Give it up for 'em, race fans. Your winner of heat race number 5, your 2022 I-80 Speedway track champion from Seward, Nebraska. It's the 22, Matt Andrews.